In the last video, we discussed effective delivery and extemporaneous speaking. In this video, we are going to discuss the importance of preparation outlines and note cards. So the very first stage in the speech delivery process is topic selection, research, and then writing the preparation outline. And that's where we're going to pick up here. So a preparation outline is just what it sounds like. It's an outline of your speech. You know, it's only whenever I ask for a speaking outline that I get an essay. If I asked for an outline of an essay, I'd get an outline. But it's interesting that a lot of times students write out everything verbatim, and that's more of an essay than it is an extemporaneous speech. So for preparation outlines, you'll want to write in complete sentences, and you'll also want to use what's called a visual framework. So a visual framework, I like to use Roman numerals. You can use letters if you'd like, just so long as there's a clear map that you can follow when you practice with your preparation outline. I mentioned complete sentences. These are the main ideas and supporting evidence within your speech. It's not a complete manuscript or essay of everything you're saying. Key points, main ideas. The other thing that I'm looking to see beyond the visual framework on your preparation outline is all of your research. It must be cited on the preparation outline, on your note card, as well as orally in the speech itself. Here's an example of what an oral citation sounds like. According to Rhiannon Dickerson, discourse instructor extraordinaire, quote, "It is really important that we cite our research so that the audience knows where we have gotten this information from," end quote. Another example of an effective oral citation would be something along the lines of, according to the Center for Disease Control, breast cancer rates have declined in recent years. So there's a couple of things that we're accomplishing here. One, I've established my credibility, right? I'm consulting experts. I say the Center for Disease Control. I didn't quote myself on breast cancer research because, of course, that's not something I'm credible with. You want to include that little detail, that little biographical bit of information about the author or the source itself to let readers know why you've consulted that source. So the oral citation is going to tell us where the information is from and why that source is credible. This is something you're going to want to do in your essays as well. So the first part is telling us where the information is coming from and who that person is. All of your research must be cited on your preparation outline. Now, for your first major speech this semester, that's not too big of a deal because you don't have a lot of research you have to cite. If you do research, you must cite it. If your speech topic, you feel pretty, comfortable discussing the history of your dish or your culture, and you don't need to do research, that's absolutely fine. You won't need to cite anything orally. But everyone will have oral citations in their final speech. Again, we're going to hear the oral citations out loud in the speech itself. It's also going to be on your preparation outline and your note card. So you first write and practice your speech until you're really comfortable with your preparation outline. Once you feel like you know the material well enough, you pare it down to a note card. Now, I only allow one note card. I don't really care how big it is. The goal is not to write more with a bigger note card, but to write more legibly. So one of the key concerns that I have is when students use their note card to sort of write a script. I've even had students who type their entire speech up, print it off in like 6-point font, and tape it to a note card. You can imagine what happens when a student does that, when they take that approach. They read to us. They're not engaging. We tune out the speech because, of course, we do. They're not speaking to us. They're reading to us, and that affects every aspect of their delivery. So you use your note card effectively. One way to really ensure that your note card is going to be effective for you is to make sure that that visual framework that's on the preparation outline, the Roman numerals, is the same visual framework that you're using for your note card. That way you've practiced with your preparation outline, you practice with your note card, but if in the middle of your speech you forget the next point, you can easily look at your note card and locate where that point is by the use of the visual framework. There's another key point here that I want to stress. It is a requirement to cite your research in your speech. Failure to cite research in your speech or essay is grounds for plagiarism. So I don't want anybody to plagiarize this semester, and I want you to know I have your back. Sometimes when we're giving a speech, it's natural that we're going to forget something. So let's say you're talking about, again, the breast cancer rates, which have declined in recent years. If you give us that information in the speech itself, but don't cite the source, but it's on your preparation outline, which you turn in to me, I can look and I can say, oh, the student did cite the source on the preparation outline. There it says Center for Disease Control. I know that it wasn't plagiarism. It was an accident. It was an unintentional omission. And I will absolutely have your back in that instance. So the preparation outline needs to have your research cited for a multiplicity of reasons. One, you practice with it. So the more often you practice citing those sources orally, the more likely you will be to remember that in the speech itself. Two, you're going to have it on your note card as well, so that you can, practice with that and remember to cite your sources. You'll have the information there. But if you forget to cite it out loud in your speech, that preparation outline has your back. Okay, so that's the first part of preparation outlines. You need a visual framework, the Roman numerals. You need to cite your sources orally, and it's written in complete sentences. The note card itself, that's the one thing you have up there. You want to practice with it in advance. If you wait, like I've seen students do before, if you wait until the last minute to write that note card, you don't know whether it's an effective prop for you or not. So really preparing the note card in advance, practicing with it until you're really comfortable delivering the speech, maintaining eye contact, and thoroughly delivering the content. Only at that point should you feel comfortable with the note card. It's going to require a lot of practice. So I would encourage you to, again, that visual framework, I know I've said it a lot of times here, but it's really important. It will help you stay organized in the speech itself. The other thing to keep in mind is that your note card needs to have legible writing. Again, it seems obvious, but sometimes when we're up delivering our speech, that if we haven't practiced with it in advance, the tool that we have, we can't read. This happens quite often. So make sure that your writing is legible and that you practice with your note card well in advance. Really, that's it for the preparation outlines and note cards. Just to reiterate one more time, a preparation outline is going to have a visual framework. It's going to have all research cited, and it is also going to be written in complete sentences. Get one note card, not more, only one. I know that a lot of times students feel as though the one note card is really going to limit their delivery, that they might not remember to say everything. You really need to practice your speech in advance, but I would also encourage you to think about delivery a little bit differently, right? It's not a script, it's an outline. So practice with it in advance. If you catch yourself reading more than you are speaking, that is really something you want to address as you continue to practice. So that is the end of the preparation outlines and note card lecture. Thanks.